Namaste, everyone. Welcome to the Cārvāka podcast. This is Kushalmehra. Today, we are going to do a monologue. Uh, um, so, I was like, I did make a passing comment on this with my podcast with Tushar, but clearly, I felt this needed a little more articulation. For those who know, who are not aware, recently there was this clip that was circulated by NDTV. I'm going to share the whole clip on the screen. So this was NDTV sharing it on the 1st of July, 3 days ago. So I'm just going to play it for you over here. So as you can see, there is a gentleman from the Maharashtra Navnirman Sena who is slapping a shopkeeper for not speaking in Marathi. Now, it's a very peculiar case over here where what happens is uh, that um, so the story goes, I'm obviously paraphrasing, that some of these gentlemen went and they this is the version of the shopkeeper. I saw some media interviews and they were too long, so I'm just paraphrasing it. Obviously I might get a few things off here and there, but the long story short is that some of these gentlemen had gone into his shop and asked for a bottle of water, and the person gave them the price of the water, and then after um, giving them the price, they said, why don't you speak in Marathi? And then the person who was working at the shop, they said, so they cannot speak in Marathi, and then they started yelling and arguing with the owner, and this is what it had led to. Now this is obviously there. To that, there has been a lot of reaction also, which is yeah, obviously there is criticism from different ends of the spectrum. And one of the ministers in the current ruling dispensation, Nitesh Rane, he has come up with this statement, so I'll play that for all of you.
मारा ही गया है ना, एक हिंदू को मारा गया है ना, एक हिंदू को मारा गया है, तो मुझे बोलना है कि इतनी हिम्मत जाके नल बाजार और मोहम्मद अली रोड में दिखाओ ना। वो जो दाढ़ी वाले और गोल टोपी वाले क्या मराठी में बात करते क्या? शुद्ध मराठी में बात करते क्या? उधर जाने की, उनको कान के नीचे बजाने की हिम्मत नहीं है। जावेद अख्तर क्या मराठी में बात करता है क्या? आमिर खान क्या मराठी में गाता है क्या? उधर उसके मुंह से मराठी निकालने की हिम्मत नहीं है। ये गरीब हिंदू को क्यों मारने की हिम्मत कर रहे हो? ये सरकार हिंदू ने बिठाई है, हिंदुत्व विचार की सरकार है, इसलिए इस तरह की कोई भी अगर कोई हिम्मत करेगा तो हमारी सरकार भी तीसरी आंख खोलेगी।
So this was Nitesh Rane. He's a minister in the current government, and this clip was courtesy PTI. Now, what is very interesting in this entire back and forth in this debate about language and this particular case is that now this is the next stage. Okay, NDTV has reported this. I'm not going to play the entire clip, but I'm going to share the tweet of NDTV. Uh, so the case was filed, and all the seven workers from Raj Thakre's Maharashtra Navnirman Sena, they have now gotten bail. And this is the next statement from Devendra Fadnavis. He says, "Quote, won't tolerate hooliganism in the name of Marathi pride." He slams Raj Thakre's MNS in the Slapgate row. Now, this is all again reported by the NDTV. So, this is where we are. You go to a shop, the shopkeeper doesn't speak in Marathi, and you slap the shopkeeper and you tell them to speak in Marathi. And unfortunately, the shopkeeper could not speak in Marathi, and we are where we are. Um, so this is the whole state of affairs. Obviously, for I think I think people in Karnataka were feeling like, why should Maharashtra were feeling, why should they have all the not have fun, while all the fun has been taken over by folks in Karnataka. So Maharashtra was like, nahi nahi, hum bhi karenge, hum bhi do char ko thapad marenge, and we are where we are. For those who think that this is, oh, how can this come, this has been part and parcel of the politics of Maharashtra for a while. In fact, this is something that was there. Shiv Sena has done it in the past too, and MNS, obviously, for those who don't know, MNS is is by Mr. Thackeray, and Mr. Thackeray spent most of his life in the Shiv Sena until he left the Shiv Sena and started the Maharashtra Navnirman Sena. So we are where we are now. I am someone who's actually very vocal about you know language pride. um, I actually take a lot of pride in local cultures. I believe local cultures are worth preserving, and we should be um, we should be um, we should be very careful about a subject like this. So there is a larger context to this. This is reported in the Mint. The Narendra Jadhav committee will be sharing its report on Maharashtra's three-language policy with the state government in 3 months. A government resolution by the Maharashtra School Education and Sports Department said. According to the GR, the committee members will be appointed by the government soon. The committee will study the report by the Dr. Raghunath Mashelkar committee and discuss the issue with the concerned constituents, institutions, and people. The committee will study the other states and union territories that have adopted the National Education Policy 2022, as was reported by ANI. The row over the three-language policy began when Maharashtra government on April 16th passed a resolution that mandated Hindi as a compulsory third language in Marathi and English medium schools. However, in response to the backlash, the government revised the policy on June 17th through an amended resolution stating, quote, Hindi will be the third language for those who want to learn another language. At least 20 willing students are required. So this is where we are. So it all starts from here. That there is this national education policy, and in that national education policy, people are trying to um, uh, the accusation is that there is an attempt to impose Hindi on people. Now, I'll just share a brief background about me. I was born in Mumbai. I was born and raised in Garodinagar Ghatkopar, which is a completely Gujarati dominated area. Most of the people over there who live in that locality are either Hindu or Jain Gujaratis. Most of them, like there will be Marwadis also, but a very big Jain contingent, but a very big, the larger contingent being the Hindu contingent. So I naturally picked up on Gujaratis because I was surrounded by them. I learned Marathi in my school, and I was naturally learning Marathi is because I'm in Maharashtra, and I was born there. My father is born in Mumbai too. Both of us understand the language and speak the language whenever we have to with our Marathi counterparts. Where my father is actually a giant supporter of Marathi language, culture, Marathi poetry, and I got those habits from my father. It's just we appreciate all poetry. So like whether it's Urdu shairi, whether it's Punjabi poetry, and and the same applies to Marathi poetry. Like I have never understood this uh, this hatred for language. Like I maybe I'll play this clip. One of my favorite literary giants, I would call him a literary giant, no, giant not of India but of Maharashtra, is Pula Deshpande. Just listen to what Pula Deshpande has to say here.
त्याला आपल्या भाषेवर प्रेम करता आलं, त्याला दुसऱ्याच्या भाषेवर प्रेम करता येतं असंच मला वाटतं. आपल्या आईशी जो प्रेम करतो त्याला मातृत्व म्हणजे काय, त्याचं वात्सल्य म्हणजे काय, त्याचं प्रेम म्हणजे काय ते कळतं. तसं आपल्या भाषेवर प्रेम करणारी माणसं ही जगातल्या सर्व भाषेवर प्रेम करतात. त्याचा दुस्वास कोणीही करत नाही. भाषेचा दुस्वास कसला करायचा? दुस्वास ही निराळी भावना आहे, ती कोणीही करत नाही. त्या अभिमानाने आपण म्हटलं की हो मी मराठी आहे, मला नेहमी मराठी आहे असं म्हणताना वाटतं की शिवाजी महाराज सुद्धा कधीतरी सोयराबाईंना हातचं पिठलं काही जमलं नाही बरं का वगैरे मराठीत सांगत असतील. ही कल्पना मला खूप बरी वाटते की थोर माणसं मराठीत बोलतात वगैरे. तर अशा थोर माणसांनी जी भाषा समृद्ध केली त्यातलेच आपण एक लहानसे आहोत. ही बाकीची मंडळी मोठी आहेत, त्या मनाने लहानसा असून सुद्धा मला तुम्ही मोठा केलात. हे महाराष्ट्र धर्माला जागलात की नाही मला माहिती नाही. तर आपल्याकडे सामान्यतः मोठा मनुष्य असला तरी हा ठीक आहे वगैरे असं नाही तर चढून जाईल अशा प्रकारची आपल्याला काहीतरी भीती असते. आम्ही आता अशा वयात आलेलो आहोत की आता चढून जायचं असलं तर कोणातरी खांद्यावरच चढून जाणार. त्यामुळे ही भीती बाळगायचं काहीही कारण नाही आपल्याला. त्याला आपल्या
So for those of you who don't know who Pula Deshpande is, you are missing something in life. In my view, one of the greatest thinkers, writers India has ever produced. If you have not read Pula Deshpande, even if you don't understand Marathi, read the Hindi anuvad or the English translation of Pula Deshpande's thoughts. He was a satirist, a poet, a speaker, a social commentator. I remember a famous incident where Balasaheb Thackeray had criticized Pula Deshpande once, and then it led to such a public furor that, Balasaheb Thackeray, who never takes his words back, even he had to go and talk to Pula Deshpande. That's how much Pula Deshpande is revered in Maharashtra. And if you are born in, like, I remember my dad going with my neighbor. Our neighbors are Maharashtrians, and they would go to Pula Deshpande shows. Once I remember this, once they had gone to a Pula Deshpande poetry recitation, and there is a very very different caliber when it comes to people like Pula Deshpande and many others from other languages also. So, it's so disappointing to see. Like, I'm a poetry lover. My life would be incomplete without Bulle Shah, Pula Deshpande, Sant Kabir, Sant Namdev, Mirabai. Life is incomplete without these people. And to see an innocent shopkeeper being uh, like, okay, if the shopkeeper was rude, let's assume the shopkeeper was rude. Okay, take it. I take it. But you beat someone up? You beat someone up for what? I think this is not on. We live in a very different time, and this is, we are living in a time where uh, we are marching towards the $10 trillion economy. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Every state will have a metropolitan area. Not one, probably four or five. Every state in India is eventually going to have a giant metropolitan area, which is going to be capitalist in nature. The state's culture will be preserved by the surrounding areas, and the metro will be like, the job generation economic behemoth. Every state, right? So in Karnataka, it is going to be Bengaluru. In Maharashtra, it is going to be Mumbai, Pune, Nagpur, Nashik, many other areas, but primarily Mumbai, uh, the larger area. Obviously, Chennai in Tamil Nadu. Um, I don't know what it should be in Punjab, so don't ask me. Punjab, it should have been Ludhiana, Jalandhar, but Punjab just does not have a metropolitan culture, which is, I think, it's a bane of Punjab from a personal analytical perspective, that Punjab does not have that one big city where the economy revolves around. When that big city economy comes, right, you're not going to find all the people with the prerequisite skills in your own core base. It's not going to be, let's say, if I'm in Maharashtra, I'll find all my plumbers, all my electricians, all my workers, all my tech geeks. Everything has to be native Marathi speaking. It's not going to happen. You're going to have to hire people from other parts of India. Forget other parts of India, from overseas. Let's say somebody from England comes as a CEO in Maharashtra. That person is a white guy. Do we really expect that white guy to speak Marathi now? And if somebody comes and say you have to speak, naturally that white guy's answer is going to be, no sir, I cannot. I'm just here to do my job. I bring in some expertise, which clearly a company that is hiring people in your state and paying taxes to your state also, because the GST has a state chunk also, it has hired me for my prerequisite skills, and those skills add value to your state. If I don't speak Marathi and I refuse to speak it because I can't at this age, are you going to slap that person? This is ridiculous. This attitude is ridiculous. This is coming from a person like me who has a lot of Marathi pride in him. You've pissed me off.
I'm actually someone who says Marathi should be compulsory in every school in Maharashtra. Compulsory, come what may. You are in Maharashtra, our state board has to have. I am a SSC student. I am not a CBSE, ICSE student. I am a Maharashtra state board product. I take a lot of pride in my language. My language is Marathi because I am from Maharashtra. I am ethnically Punjabi, but my language is Marathi because I repeat, I was born in Maharashtra. I am a Marathi primarily. I identify as a Marathi primarily. Not a Gujarati, not a Punjabi. I identify as a Marathi. But we have to look beyond this level of pathetic
tribalism, or we come up with a simple solution. We don't want any capitalist tendencies in our country. Let only Kannadigas work in Karnataka. Let only Marathis work in Maharashtra. Let only Punjabis work in Punjab. Let X, work in X place. Let Y work in Y place. F around and find out. And then all the Maharashtrians who have added value to different states in India, what are they going to be called back? Maharashtrians of the best skill sets have migrated not just in different parts of India, all over the world. What are they going to be called back? What are we trying to promote here? There is no defense for this behavior. On one hand, we talk about going into the 10 trillion economy. We want to make in India. We want to do this. We want to do that. And on the other hand, we have clips and the damage this does. The damage this does to the brand of Mumbai. Forget anything else. Forget the brand of Maharashtra, the brand of Mumbai, because the brand of Mumbai is the brand of Maharashtra. Now you might get technical and say, "ये तो मीरा भाईंदर में हुआ, भाई थाने में हुआ." अरे भाई थाने नहीं, MMR. Mumbai is no longer just the city Mumbai. Mumbai is MMR, the Mumbai metropolitan region. Navi Mumbai, Thane, and Mumbai proper, along with Mumbai suburban. This is the region. Almost 3 crore people live here. Almost. I'm not saying exactly. Almost 3 crore people live in this place. They run the freaking economy of the state. We are going to have non-Marathi speaking people there. We need to hire them because they might bring the prerequisite skills that we need to run the economy of our state. And you're going to have some pricks who are non-Marathi too. We don't need to do this is because it damages our brand. Our brand is brand Maharashtra and Mumbai. We want more investments in our state, in our city. We want that. Do you think people watching videos getting whacked is going to attract investment? Welcome to Maharashtra. We beat the crap out of you. What are we doing? It's always easy to pick on a small, soft target, like a shopkeeper. जाके 4 बजा के आ जाओ बस. मंदिर का घंटा है, कोई भी आता है बजा के चले जाता है. पानी पूड़ी वाले को पकड़ो, पानी पूड़ी वाले को पेल के चले जाओ. फिर वो आम बेच रहा होगा, आम की टोकरी पे आम ले लो. और ये मैंने मेरे महाराष्ट्र में आम उगाया, तो भाई तो क्या हो गया, वो बेच नहीं सकता क्या? What are we trying to send? What message are we sending? Is this your language pride? Language pride and socialism, these are the curse of any combination that we can dream of. We cannot have this kind of culture. And some of the questions that Nitesh Rane asked were valid. मुंब्रा में चलाओ ना मराठी लैंग्वेज. मुंब्रा में जाके करो ना, मोहम्मद अली रोड में करो ना. It's very easy to pick on a small shopkeeper to make sure that your political capital stays relevant. And the next question is, what is the incentivization in Indian politics? What gets you votes in 2025? Slapping people over language?
That gets you vote in 2025. Breaking comedian heads, that gets you vote in 2025. Breaking comedy stores in Mumbai, that gets you votes in 2025. Is this the brand we want to celebrate? Is this the brand we want to promote? You have to understand, this is the age of social media. Nothing remains isolated. People think before investing. Millions of dollars of investment are at stake. And then the same people whine, यार हमारे यहाँ कोई पैसे नहीं डालता. अरे क्यों डालेगा यार? तुम जाके उसको मारोगे. This is the problem. And it doesn't mean Marathi language should not be celebrated. This is the very podcast where I had invited Kushal and we had celebrated Marathi culture. This is the very podcast where I had openly supported when the bigoted decision, and this is bigotry, anti-Marathi bigotry, of not giving a prime spot to Marathi language content on FM radio. I had opposed those bigots who were not giving a prime spot to Marathi FM radio. And I will always support Marathi language. It's a beautiful language. But why are you slapping shopkeepers? What do you get out of it? Like, why? It makes no sense. It's sense, and the culture of Mumbai is never only Marathi. Culture of no city is, one language. Go to Chennai now and you will see Chennai is also not just Tamil. It's not. You may not like this reality. Urbanization leads to multiculturalism. And yes, one big culture will go down in those urban areas. That's the nature of the beast. You will have to. And in that, one link language will be created. Right now in India, the highest number of people who speak one language are Hindi speaking people. It's actually not even Hindi, it's Hindustani. It's a mix of Hindi and Urdu and Farsi and all of that mishmash and English words in that. That's the link language of India. This is market economics. This is supply and demand. This is not language imposition. I am a literature lover. I love literature. I read literature. I don't go around whacking people for it. If I find somewhere where I can, read like old Marathi literature or stuff like that, I go. I naturally go. I buy books about it. Nobody. I am ethnically Punjabi guy, but I love Marathi literature. What is this nonsense? So are we saying that we throw the entire Bollywood out? Hindi cinema out? Hindi cinema is a giant part of Mumbai culture. It is. We don't want it. We throw it out. I can tell you, Gujarat will take them very happily. We cannot let that happen. It has an economic cost. Are we stupid or something? All these things have an economic cost. We don't want jobs in Maharashtra. Believe me, if we keep behaving like this, businessmen observe. I have been one all my life. I will not want to put more money in a state like this because I will always have this thing in the back of my head that, hang on, if these people come and, beat me up, there's always a risk. There is a risk-reward ratio. And if the Hindi language market was so irrelevant, let me say this with due respect, Southern Indian movies would also not look to tap into that market beyond a point. They do.
And similarly, if the southern Indian market was not lucrative enough, Hindi movies would not want to tap into that market too. These things have no boundaries. People eventually want to watch different content. Today on Netflix, the beauty is that I can just put on a Telugu movie on and I can just put the English or Hindi subtitles below. I can watch the original experience. We're living in the age of artificial intelligence. Recently, I'll give you an example. Sameer Kaushal did an interview of Jaspal Atwal. It was in all Punjabi. It was all in Punjabi. And all you had to do, if you don't understand Punjabi, was just go into the settings, put the subtitles on, and choose the translation where you want it to be translated into, and know everything Jaspal Atwal is saying. Everything. There are tools now where I can, today Indians are rising economically. They are going to become one of the biggest tourists in the world also, not just in India. Next what? Next what? Don't come to my state if you don't know my language as a tourist. Let's get real. Okay, you're born in Mumbai and then you make no effort to respect the language. You don't deserve to be beaten up. But yeah, you can be chided. But yet somebody is a 30-year-old, 40-year-old, has just come in for a job in another state because that person, he or she, had the prerequisite skills that that state needed. We beat that person up. What nonsense is this? We destroy all industries. I'm sorry to break it to you. No matter how much you like to, I know Southern Indian cinema, Southern Indian this, Southern Indian that. Oh, there is nothing like, they are the best things in sliced bread. No, their turnover is nothing compared to Hindi cinema in India. Hindi cinema does generate a lot of jobs. It does. And it generates revenue for everyone cutting across the country. It doesn't mean Hindi should be imposed on everyone. But why have this hatred for a language? Isn't Hindi Indian? Is Hindi not an Indian language? Does this level of hatred ever get generated towards English? Like, what is wrong with people? Oh, it's being imposed on us. No, man, it's the market. There's way more people who speak Hindi. And when they travel as new migrants, they speak their language with other people. It's just freaking, it's economics. It's supply demand. This is not some rocket science. And political parties, the worst part is MNS will, political parties don't even win on this subject. That's the best part. You think MNS is going to win on this subject? You think they will? It's statistically impossible. The equivalent of which is everybody thinks there are so many Khalistanis in Punjab because morons don't do political math. These are low-hanging fruits for people who want to come on TV, because in India we have incentivized gundagardi as something nice for machismo, which is why Rane was right. He was like, go show this machismo in certain areas, then we'll see. He asked the question, what are we going to tell? Javed Akhtar is not allowed to live in Mumbai because he spent his entire career writing in Urdu. He's not allowed to survive there. Or are we going to say the great Pula Deshpande should not be read by anyone in Uttar Pradesh? What is this? Who are these people? And if you have not read Pula Deshpande, it's your loss, not anybody else's loss, is my answer. That's how good he was. But clearly, I'm the minority here. Like, you come and you live in a state, in a metropolitan area, you're going to have these things. Gujaratis have been living in Mumbai not for the last 20 years. People forget this was the state of Bombay. Gujarat and Maharashtra were one. So the Gujarati Marathi mix is very, very organic. Mumbai culture is not just Marathi, it's Gujarati and Marathi, for the record. No, people may not like it, but this is the reality. Mumbai is incomplete without Gujarati and Marathi both. Which is why most people in Mumbai tend to know two languages for sure, outside of Hindi. Gujarati, Marathi, and Hindi. They know three languages. Most people in Mumbai will know these three languages. Most natives. I'm talking about natives of Mumbai. People like me, my father. We will know Marathi, Gujarati, Hindi, and English if we went to an English medium. It's always going to be the case. Now, in my case, I know Punjabi because of my ethnicity, and Kutchi because my best friend is a Kutchi. So I understand Kutchi 100%. I can't speak it because it's just we spoke in Hindi with each other, my friend and I. But I understand Kutchi completely. And because I understand Kutchi, because Kutchi and Sindhi are so similar, I understand Sindhi. So, and plus, in my case, I have a natural inclination for language. I love language. Like I'm a big fan of language. I find it fascinating. I don't want to beat people up who don't find it. They're just here. They want to live their life and move on. Yeah, and don't talk to them, Baba. Yes, there are small rules that a business can adopt, and I think this will help the business. For example, if I'm a shopkeeper, I would actually tell all my people who I'm working to learn a few words in Marathi, basic lines in Marathi, because it's good for business. I think that's just smart business strategy. Basic lines like a Marathi equivalent of, do you have change on you, sir? Sir, we don't have 10 rupees on us or 20 rupees on us, stuff like that. Or standard lines like, my QR code is down, the server is down. 5 or 6, standard Marathi lines would be great. That can happen. And honestly, almost all my friends, all of us who are born and raised in Mumbai, all of us speak Marathi. All of us. We went to an English medium school, but all of us speak in Marathi. We converse in Marathi. My generation easily converses. It's shocking to me that every once in a while the MNS manages to find that one store where somebody said something and they get to beat that person. It's ridiculous. Like we were living in a Gujarati dominated area, and almost every Gujarati shopkeeper we knew spoke Marathi. Why? Arey Baba, business. Why would they not want the business of the Maharashtrian? And if a Marathi shopkeeper existed, they knew Gujarati. Because it's like, why would I not want business? An entrepreneur's first dharma is money. Money परमो धर्मा. जितनी भाषा चाहिए मैं उतनी सीखूंगा, क्योंकि मुझे तो पैसे बनाने हैं. And why would they not? It's so stupid. We have such a beautiful culture in Mumbai. I don't know why these kinds of things are done and we ruin our Mumbai culture. And Mumbai is incomplete without Marathi and Gujarati culture. It is literally incomplete. And the day someone says Marathi culture should be removed from Mumbai, I will be the first person on the streets protesting against that. Because Marathi is an integral part of Mumbai's existence. But I would have the same feeling for Gujaratis too. Do you know how long these people have been living here? By the way, some of the folks from UP, they have been living in Mumbai for eons too. You may not know that. Study the history of Mumbai. For how long Marathi, Gujarati, and some folks from UP have been living in Mumbai. Obviously, the Koli Samaj and all of that, they are the original inhabitants. But this is a big city now. A city has its own identity. And fresh migrations keep, tweaking the identity of the city. The Indus Valley might have started as X, ended up as Y. and then eventually perished. To be attached to, these kinds of tribalism is just silly. It's actually silly. It's impractical. You cannot have this. Now, I'll give you an example. Like the Jains, they have a non-veg issue. So they tend to congregate in areas where only, Jains live, so that they don't have that non-veg issue. So they will only so they will have a Jain builder who will make a derasar inside, a Jain temple. And then all Jains will flock there, and vegetarian Hindus will flock there. They just want to live there. Why? Because they want their life, because they have this very very visceral dislike for non-vegetarianism. But what, tomorrow they impose vegetarianism on the whole of Mumbai, I will oppose them. Tum bhai, tumhari building mein jo karna hai karo. It's like that. You can't do this. It's just, and for me, it's just bad for business. My whole thing is, I think like an entrepreneur. I think like a capitalist. I just think this is terrible for business. Terrible, terrible, terrible for business. And the worst ambassadors for Marathi culture and Marathi language are these goons. Because Marathi culture deserves better. Marathi language deserves better. Have you seen Marathi cinema? It is top class. 1,000 times better than most Hindi cinema. Just watch Marathi cinema. It is top notch. I watch Marathi cinema on Netflix. Every time a Marathi movie comes, I'll watch it on Netflix. You should watch these movies. It is unbloody believable. That's how good it is. It's not shitty like Punjabi cinema. Sorry, Punjabi cinema sucks. This is coming from an ethnical Punjabi guy. I don't enjoy Punjabi cinema. But Marathi cinema is top notch. The artistry, the acting, the dialogues are so high class. And no, I don't enjoy Southern Indian cinema. In general, I don't enjoy it. I did not get the fuss about RRR. I watched it. I was like, eh. Bahubali, yes, that I enjoyed. Bahubali, I enjoyed. The part 1 and part 2 both. But no, RRR, I just did not understand why people... I don't understand these ulti gulati movies. And Hindi cinema now copies Southern Indian cinema with these ulti gulati movies. No, I don't enjoy them. It's a personal taste. I don't want them banned. Jisko jo dekhna hai, dekho yaar. But yeah, Marathi cinema, because I like serious movies. I like movies that, like make you think. Marathi cinema still has that essence in it. So you just enjoy watching it. Like I consider myself to be a thinker. So I like cinema that makes me think, makes me wonder. And Marathi cinema still carries that. And it's fine if everybody else does not enjoy it. That's a personal taste. Now some might say, यार मेरे को picture देखने जाना है, मेरे को ज़्यादा सोचना नहीं है, तू साले उधर भी मेरे को सोचने को बोलेगा. Somebody doesn't. Like at the same time, I thought Govinda's movies, because I did not have to use my brain, used to be a great break for me. But the point is, you cannot force people. यार क्या कर रहे हो आप? And मर के मुंबई एक शहर है हमारे पूरे देश में जहां पे लोग अभी शांति से जीते हैं. पहले वो कुणाल कामरा को हीरो बना दिया, अभी इसके लिए कर रहे हो. क्यों कर रहे हो भाई? अच्छी खासी इकोनॉमी चल रही है, उसको ठोक रहे हो. माफ करो हमको. करो ये कर्नाटका में जो कर रहे हो करते रहो, उधर करो, हमारे यहाँ मत करो. वैसे ही जीतने नहीं वाले यार इलेक्शन. वैसे ही नहीं जीतने वाले आप. यही इलेक्शन जीतने का आपका तरीका है. And what they do is they turn off the average Marathi even more. MNS. You want to win someone over. This is not how you win someone over. And this again, there are so many interconnected things. This is the problem with regional parties in India. And this is why I had asked this question. Are regional parties the curse of India? Is this how you represent Marathi culture and Marathi values and Marathi language? By beating people up for it. And only regional parties do this.
because that's the only incentive they have. They are one-trick ponies. Their essence is either linguistic pride, caste pride, religious pride. That's all they do. The moment one becomes a national party, he or she or they have to adjust to a national image. And a national image is not one language, not one monoculture. It's multiplicity, which is why this is such a curse. Doesn't help. Does not help us. Does not help our culture. Mumbai has a unique culture. It is a fine blend of different things. Next, what? You're not allowed to like other cuisines in Maharashtra? I will beat you up if you say Italian food is also good. What are we doing? And why are we incentivizing it in 2025 when we should be talking about Babu Raj in India? That is a curse. Why companies don't invest in India is because of stupidities like this, because they have to go through loops and loops and loops of paperwork. The central government says, oh, you just have to do this, and then they come to a state and they're like, मेरी भाषा बोलो, मेरा ये करो, मेरा वो करो, मेरा ऐसे करो, मेरा वैसे करो, मेरा यहाँ जाओ, मेरा वहां जाओ. Do you know how much of this is the reason why a giant chunk of the textile industry in the last 25 years it has happened in front of my own eyes, my own freaking eyes. I had my factory in Navi Maharashtra Industrial Development Corporation in Mahape. In front of my own eyes, when we had joined, they were like, just in our small micro segment, we had like, I think 25 to 30 factories in our area. And in my own lifetime, it is now reduced to 3 in just 25 years. You know where all those factories went? Gujarat. All of them went to Gujarat. You know why? All these reasons combined. Marathi bureaucracy is very, very, very tedious, very corrupt. Gujarat mein there is corruption, but less compared to Maharashtra. Labor issues nahi hote hain. Gundagardi nahi hoti Gujarat mein. No language chauvinism. The Gujarati will go on speaking with you in Gujarati and keep adjusting with you and keep doing business. And their line will be, Amede ko itna hi Hindi aata hai. Amede ko. That's their standard line. And they, they don't beat you. They keep on speaking Gujarati with you. And then eventually you're like, Sala, mere ko ye to seekhna hi padega agar mere ko yahan pe rehna hai. There are ways of dealing with this without beating each other up. Learn from the Gujaratis, the perfect model. Just keep speaking in Gujarati. You go anywhere. That's it. Learn in Gujarat urban, Gujarat rural, they all speak Gujarati. But they don't beat a single person up. Do you know who works there in the factories in Gujarat? People from UP, people from Bihar. And the beauty is nobody's beating them up over there. Nobody hits them. They don't beat the UP wala up for speaking Hindi. Or you know what the funny thing is? The Hindi guy, when they go there, थोड़ी गुजराती पकड़ लेते हैं. क्यों? कि गुजराती सिर्फ गुजराती में बात करते हैं. Forget that. You know how many Marwadis own factories in Gujarat? You know how many Punjabis own factories in Gujarat? Check the ownership pattern. हमारे टेक्सटाइल का तो मैं बोल सकता हूं. गुजरातीज नहीं ओन करते हो फैक्ट्री. ज्यादातर गुजरात की टेक्सटाइल फैक्ट्रियां अभी मारवाड़ी ओन करते हैं. तो ये मतलब it's so sad to see what has happened in this entire episode. It's ridiculous. You know why? Because it gives Marathis a bad name. That's my objection. My objection in this entire process is because Maharashtra, especially Mumbai, the Maharashtrians and Gujaratis of Mumbai adopted every culture and made it their own. And representatives of such political outfits give other Maharashtrians a bad name, who are the most decent people.
who are the most open people, who are the most adjusting people, they give, these goons give other Maharashtrians a bad name. And that's my objection. I have worked in rural Maharashtra where people don't know a word of Hindi. Obviously, I did not have any problem. I could speak in Marathi with them. I did not know their dialect, so they used to make fun of my Marathi because and they would always say, your Marathi is so Mumbai. I was like, bhai, I am from Mumbai. What do you want me to do? And I'm talking about like a proper rural Maharashtra. But they never got angry that I didn't speak their dialect or something. Like, what? What is this? Why are we doing this? Always remember, linguistic pride beyond a point is a double-edged sword. If done right, it preserves culture, it preserves art, it preserves food, it preserves all the good stuff, which is where we need to fight as Marathis. We need to fight for every single aspect of that. If done wrong, it leads to job losses. It leads to the collapse of the economy. It leads to people leaving the state. And see, you don't feel these things, but at the bottom layer, because maybe you don't talk to enough entrepreneurs. This incident will go on every WhatsApp group of a non-native Marathi entrepreneur in Maharashtra. They will have thoughts before expanding in the state. Guaranteed. It's always there in the back of your mind as an investor. Then you go like, यार रहने दे यार, नहीं इधर नहीं लगाता, एक काम करता हूँ, वो बॉर्डर के उस पार है ना, मैं चले जाता हूँ, गुजरात में पैसे डाल देता हूँ, वापी में डाल देता हूँ. Why do you think Vapi grew? Do you think Vapi grew because Gujarat was the greatest thing since sliced bread? You want to know the real answer? Vapi grew because Maharashtra messed up. If Maharashtra would have gotten its act together, Vapi would never grow. I'm saying this straight up. They will not. It's Maharashtra that messed up. That's why Gujarat came up as a state. All the mistakes we did over the last 40 years, from 40 bhi nahi bolunga, 50 saal bolunga, since the trade unionism started and everything that happened post that, and these language wars and the rise of this language chauvinism, we lost our industry to Gujarat. Because Gujaratis were like, we don't care, man. Just come here. Just do business. And no matter how many excuses you make, the reality will never change. Because the numbers speak for itself. Yes, today Maharashtra is the most industrialized state in India. Still is. Maharashtra, Gujarat and Tamil Nadu are the three top states in India in terms of industrialization. But Maharashtra is still running on the past, boost it got. Gujarat is outpacing Maharashtra because Gujarat does not do these things. And you may not like this reality. Businessmen think like this. They don't want stress. They just want to do a business. They don't want somebody to come with a gun on their head and say, you behave like this, you behave like that, tu aise karega, tu waise karega. They don't like that. This is not ease of doing business. Entrepreneurs just want ease of doing business. My complaint as a person, as a native of Maharashtra, who has actually created more jobs in Maharashtra than most of these people have, who keep having problems, is that we could never compete with Gujarat because of these reasons. We just couldn't. We tried. We couldn't. We couldn't compete with Gujarat. It's not just one. It's obviously multiple other reasons. But yes, policy making, when you have these kinds of incidents, are a problem. And these are issues. And look, every society has problems. I mean, I'm sure Gujarati society has problems too. Like this obsession of, um, living in, veg only areas. I find it very weird. I find it weird. That's my personal view. And Gujaratis are obsessed with that. Vegetarian Gujaratis are. They are. And I find it extremely absurd. But states are built on an entrepreneurial spirit. Mumbai was built because Mumbai had an entrepreneurial spirit. My biggest fear every time something like this happens is that um, uh, the problem is that our image of Mumbai gets sullied and Maharashtra gets sullied. Maharashtra, remember, still is the most industrialized state in India. I think we need to maintain that status of being number one in terms of industrialization. These things don't help us, is all I'm saying. We want to remain number one. I want Mumbai to remain number one. My concern is these things don't make Mumbai number one. Because for me, Maharashtra and Mumbai remaining number one in the domestic competition of India matters a lot. Now, somebody might say, how do you care if another state in India is prospering? India is prospering. I have no problem in that state prospering. But yes, there is regional competition. There is regional competition. And Maharashtra should try to aspire to remain number one in industrialization. Unfortunately, it's not. Like when it comes to high level tech manufacturing, it's not coming to Maharashtra. It is going to go to southern India. No matter how much you try, it's going to go to southern India because they have the prerequisite skills for that. Unfortunately, Maharashtra had a giant textile sector that went to Gujarat. That should have been managed better, but it did not. That's the whole thing. Anyways, I'm going to take whatever comments or questions are there and then I'll move on. I don't support the assault, but being from Mumbai, how Marathis were insulted as Ghati and acted as they did as a favor. I won't give my business to people who don't speak Marathi. Well, you are free in a society to not give business to people who don't speak Marathi. I think that's your personal right. But then what are you going to do if a technology comes up and that technology was invented by a non-Marathi speaking person? Are you going to not use that if they open up an office there and you're going to be left out? What are you going to do then? These, you want to retain Marathi culture, there are better ways of doing it. This doesn't help. You want to retain Marathi culture, donate to Marathi literature, festivals, donate to those things. This level of tribal sentiment, it'll only make you unhappy, nobody else. Maharashtra has so much potential for tourism. The forts could be redone and would be great trekking spots. This can generate jobs like no other. I think that I would not say that is not being done. I think that is an unfair criticism. Um, I think the forts could be maintained better. That is a fair criticism. But to say that we don't, we don't try to do it in Maharashtra would be unfair. As far as trekking spots are concerned, there are actually a lot of trekking spots. A lot of these places are there. The problem being, I think, the safety and security around them. I think the safety culture, like safety harnesses and stuff like that, that is something that is deeply problematic as a general culture in India, whether north or Maharashtra. I think those things are there. Okay, Gujaratis are not tolerant at all. They won't even let Marathi Brahmins like Gokhale get an apartment in their society because they eat non-veg. Well, like I said, I just criticize this ghettoization culture, but it is what it is. You can go and live anywhere in Gujarat you want to. Now, see, this is the other side of this. See, this is the problem with tribal people. Kapil Ji is a Marathi tribalist. Now, this Randeep Chaudhary is a North Indian tribalist. This is tribalism. It's wonderful. I'm reading these tribal comments and I'm having a hearty laugh in my head. I was like, these people will never get over their tribalism. This one is, fact is, Marathi people will still beat, attack North Indians even if we learn Marathi. The hate is real. No Marathi comes in defense when people are slapped. Can't change the North Indian name, surname. Bullshit. I don't know if you are born and raised in Mumbai. I am. Even my father is. It's the most tolerant culture. It has accepted every bit of it. Most people in India are decent human beings. It is the politicization and the tribalism that all of you fall for, whether it was the gentleman who was talking about Marathi tribalism and you are talking about North Indian tribalism. All of you are the same. You're cut from the same cloth. दोनों अपने घर की दीवार में जाके अपना सर मार लेना. Face this mob of 20 plus in Karnataka 2024 scared till date. चलो जी, गुरविंदर सिंह को कर्नाटका में चित्रौल हो गई. uh, Veer Savarkar and Shivaji Maharaj would be so ashamed of Maharashtrian politics of today. Politicians throw crumbs at us and we fight over it rather than working. That's exactly my point. First of all, very good. You have not asked me a textile question for a change. Um, uh, which is a great break from the tradition that you have maintained here. Like I said, if in 2025 political parties think that their incentivization is behaving like a tribal loon bag, then क्या बोले यार अभी आपको. मतलब linguistic tribalism is so silly. It doesn't help preserve any culture. Honestly, it doesn't help preserve any culture, ladies and gentlemen. And this is coming from a person who has so much pride in him about the languages of India. It's just. Do you agree with what Sushil Kedia said? No, I don't agree with all these crazy things. No, that's the whole point. All of you fall for the same trap. That's the whole point. MNS kind of गुंडागर्दी का जवाब दूसरा kind of गुंडागर्दी नहीं है. नहीं है. That's the whole point, dum-dums. Namaste. If I review your book, will you check it? No, I don't have time. In Gujarat, no one cares where you are from, what language you speak, what you eat. Only thing we care about is business. That's also not true. If you're a non-vegetarian in certain areas in Gujarat, you will run into problems. So don't lie, Tejas. Don't lie. Mm, what about Tamil Nadu? How are they doing well with chauvinism? Well, listen. Now, here's the thing. Tamil Nadu has somehow managed to balance the chauvinism and keep the industries intact too, which is very unique. But I don't think so. You realize how much cities in Tamil Nadu now, because see what happens is when societies get richer, right? So you have to understand that Maharashtra mein people are getting richer. Tamil Nadu mein people are getting richer. Gujarat mein people are getting richer. So the richer you get, right, you stop doing certain kinds of menial jobs. That's just the nature of society. So what happens is those jobs, people migrate into those states. So in Tamil Nadu also, because certain high skilled jobs the native Tamilians will do, but semi skilled, low skilled jobs are not being done by native Tamil speakers. They have gone beyond that on average. So those people who come, they don't speak Tamil. So you see the changing nature of Tamil Nadu also. The more they prosper, the more cosmopolitan you become. The moment you see, the only way you can eventually in the long run retain your culture is you become a socialist hellhole where there is no economy and everybody is living on doles. The moment you become capitalist, it becomes cosmopolitan. People from all over the country and the world will flock there, and it will have a unique mishmash culture. So you decide, you want an economy or you want to speak one language, one caste, one religion, one this. That is the point. This is a natural. Is Jake Shields better pound for pound than John Jones. Oh. Oh. Huh? Jake Shields better than John Jones? Huh? Why? Like, why do you do this to me? Him not giving business to non-Marathi different from Gujarati speaking only Gujarati. I don't understand the context of what you're saying. But anyways, I just read your comment out. Mm. Mm. This is true. Maitreya Salvi has said, this is a lame effort of electoral resistance for BMC elections. My 2 cents, Maharashtrians at large have evolved and will not fall for this. By the way, follow your podcast. Always cheers. Well, I know the beat. All of this is done because of that. Mm. Will official national language solve the problem? First of all, I don't believe India should have one national language. India should have multiple languages. State languages should be there. State cultures are awesome. State cultures, see, when you retain a state culture, you retain multiple things: literature, arts, cuisine, many other things are retained. So there is a good side to it, and I want every single bit of that to be retained. What I don't want is people to be beaten up. Don't want that. Not gonna lie, you should be slapped for saying Jake Shields is better than John Jones. I didn't. The person who sent the super chat did. It was so irritating for me to read that. Like, as a MMA fan, sala dimag kharab ho gaya. Huh. Jake Shields is better than John Jones. Hmm. I correct myself. There are problems, but business first. अरे इंग्लैंड ऑल आउट हो गई. ये कब हो गया? इतना मार रहे थे, इतना मार रहे थे, एकदम से वक्त बदल गए, जज्बात बदल गए, तकदीरें बदल गई. रुको, स्कोर कार्ड देखे जरा. हैं? किसने विकेट ली? वाओ, आकाशदीप और सिराज ने. Look at the scorecard, ladies and gentlemen. No, we have to talk about this. I'm sorry. All language can stop right now. We are talking about cricket. Cricket. Look at the bowling figures here, guys. Look at the Ghatia Tatti bowling figures of India. Okay. Akashdeep and Siraj. Look at Prasidh Krishna. Nitish Kumar Reddy is better than Prasidh Krishna. Ravindra Jadeja, theek hai, and Washington Sundar. Now, live chat. Should Prasidh Krishna have been playing or not? Give me an answer. Should Prasidh Krishna have been playing this test match over Arshdeep? Tell me. Was he? Hmm. Let's see. What else do we have? Tagged you and Tushar to block Pakistani channels. Handles a PDF link with the list. Couldn't share via super chat. Please help with blocking. अरे भाई, मुझे Tushar already has taken hold of it. I know because he had sent me some list. That shopkeeper was undermining Marathi, wasn't he? How was he undermining Marathi? Can you explain that? if Prashid Krishna plays over Arshdeep at Lords, I think MNS should visit Gautam Gambhir. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think it like um I think it's ridiculous that Prasidh Krishna has played this test match. I mean, going at 6 runs and over in a freaking test match is like 5 to 6 runs and over is ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, I just can't believe that something like this can happen. Mm. Ilya Tapuria ko Charles, what do you think about that? When's the next UFC podcast coming out? It is high time we Indians learn MMA from defense. मतलब किसी ने किसी को थप्पड़ मार दिया और तुमने बोल दिया कि मुझे सेल्फ डिफेंस के लिए एमएमए सीखना है. Yeah, I did see the Ilya Tapuria KO of Charles. I mean, Tapuria clearly has right now the most powerful right hand. Let's see what's next for him. Uh, I think he has to go up a weight class. Who else is he supposed to fight otherwise? I think he should go. Pakistani hockey team coming to India. Your thoughts? I don't support it right now. I've clearly said that. What more do you want me to do? Hmm. Kushal does have a Marathi straight काम छोड़ के cricket के पीछे पड़ गया. I'm also working right now. By the way, what do you think of the Thackeray brothers coming together? They're not going to come together. This is all maneuvering. Eventually, they have so many differences between them. This is not a sustainable long-term thing. Mm, it's not going to happen. I don't think so. See, this is also. I'm assuming the reader, this viewer is a Maharashtrian. Katke is a Maharashtrian surname, saying that Shiv Sena and MNS have done nothing for the Maharashtrians. I beg to differ. I think Shiv Sena has done a lot for the Marathi people. I'm sorry. I disagree with you. Shiv Sena has done a lot. Bal Sahib Thackeray has done a lot for Marathi people. And I would humbly disagree with you over that. That I will not accept. I think Shiv Sena has done a lot. Mm, what else is there? Most of the Marathi people, including myself, know Hindi. The only solution is if you are living in a state for more than 8 to 10 years, then you should learn the local language. What do you think? I would say this. If you live in a state for more than 8 to 10 years, you automatically learn the local language. Most cases, may, because it's all around you. It becomes a survival thing. You cannot survive without learning the local language baseline. Some words here and there you do pick up. It's just natural. Fourth generation Kutchi in Mumbai. I can speak in 5 to 6 languages: Kutchi, Gujarati, Marathi, Sindhi, Hindi, and English. I'm pretty sure the second and third generation will be able to speak 3 to 4 languages. I just don't understand this obsession about Marathi language hooliganism. Like I said, I cannot speak Kutchi, so you have one up on me. I can understand Kutchi Sindhi completely. Gujarati tutti futti bolta hu, Marathi bolta hu, Hindi, and I speak Punjabi. So there you go. My biggest regret is that I could, I just am not able to find the time to learn one Southern Indian language. Like, um, uh, I would love to learn one Southern Indian language, like at least one. Tamil preferably, but like at least one. And now that I've said Tamil, everybody else who does not speak Tamil and some other Southern Indian language is like, "Sala, mera bhasha ka nahi, Tamil क्यों बोला?" क्या बोलेगा अभी? Oh, I know what Sushil Kedia said. I disagree with him. I 100% disagree with him. And Sushil Kedia is the mirror image of that MNS person. It's just different kind of chauvinism and tribalism. I am not justifying Sushil Kedia, but you're through sleight of hand trying to justify MNS. That's the problem. Let's see what else is there. Does Konkani count as Marathi? If not, I will get beaten up as well. Oh my goodness. Sushil knows Marathi. Get over it. Arey Baba, anybody who's born in Mumbai, the probabilities of them knowing Marathi are very high and Gujarati are very high. Because you cannot survive in Mumbai without knowing these two languages, understanding them. Like, it's all around you, Baba. It's all around you. Like, how do these people not? Like, until and unless they are living in like a slum where only people from UP are living, those kinds of people who, and they anyways are migrant laborer. They come here 4 months, then go back. If you're like seriously based in Mumbai, how do you survive without Marathi and Gujarati both? You just can't. Like, how? Kaun survive kar raha hai? You can't even do a proper business. Hmm. In 2024, North Indian Shukla thrashed Marathi family in Kalyan and heard racist abuses against Marathis. You check my commentary. Check my commentary. Check my commentary. I dislike all these people. I have always said that. The first cultural promotion podcast that I did, the first one that I did in my life was this one. I even made a playlist for it. So, you guys who are so obsessed with, see, because all of you, basically, eventually you bring out your inner beast when you do these things. That's all you're doing. You're actually wonderfully exposing yourselves for what tribal sentiments all of you have. I have a playlist, Culture of India. Okay. I'm going to share that page. And the funny thing is, the first podcast I did was Marathi Asmita 4 years ago. None of these, superstars, they ever thought of doing it. FYI, I did it. I did it. Here. Look at this with Kushal Inamdar. I did the Marathi Asmita podcast 4 years ago. I did the story of Jammu 4 years ago. Neither from Jammu, so-called Punjabi. I did it. So-called non-Marathi. I am Marathi, by the way. How dare you call me non-Marathi? That's my answer to these people who come and say, I am Marathi. How dare you call me non-Marathi? मैं तो सुबह सुबह मराठी ना, मैं तो रोज मराठी नाश्ता खाता हूँ, रोज सुबह उठ के। माय वाइफ इज फेड अप ऑफ मी एंड माय पोहा ऑब्सेशन। अभी कोई बोल देगा इंदौरी है पोहा, नहीं, हम तो महाराष्ट्र, हम तो कांदे पोहे खाते, पोहे हमारे यहाँ पोहे बोलते हैं उसको। रोज सुबह उठ के एक ही चीज खाता हूँ, और वो भी लास्ट 7 साल से। कुशल, थोड़ा थोड़ा करुण बहुत पैसा भेजा है, उतने में ऑटा ट्रिप फाइनेंस हो जाएगी। अभी बताओ कभी आ रहे हो खाना खाने? देखो ऐसा है कि आई हैव नो क्लू व्हेन आई एम गोइंग टू बी कमिंग टू ऑडवा, बट वैंकूवर का शायद इस महीने ट्रिप बने। वैंकूवर से एक इनविटेशन की बात चालू है, वैंकूवर आऊंगा। ऑटवा में देखो भाई, सी आई ओनली कम व्हेन देयर इज अ टॉक और समथिंग ऑफ दैट सॉर्ट। यू इनवाइट मी फॉर अ टॉक, आई विल कम, बाकी मैं क्यों करूंगा? ये कौन है गद्दार? कहाँ गया ये मराठी? आई डोंट लाइक पोहे एज अ मराठी। तुम कौन हो? ये कौन है ये गद्दार? कौम का, हमारी कौम का गद्दार। लानत है तुम पे, लानत। The person slapped stayed here for 20 plus years, yet he said, yeah, Marathi nahi chalega. When asked what's the state language, is he didn't know, or rather doesn't want to accept Marathi, shows his undermining. That person could be an idiot. You don't slap him. You know what would have worked? Siddhant Patil, just videotaping him without hitting him and then putting it on social media. The entire social media landscape would have been shitting on that shopkeeper and not the other way around. Mistake, haath uthana. That was the mistake. Always remember. So stupid. So stupid. Sanskrit should have been the choice for BJP to show Hindutva. क्यों भाई, बाकी भाषाओं से प्यार नहीं है, सिर्फ संस्कृत से है तुमको? How do Marathi see the Belgavi dispute? जाके देख लो यार, उनसे पूछ लो. I think they should campaign for renovating Shivaji Maharaj's Raigad Fort. That cultural issue I would welcome. Maratha forts in MP are much better maintained. See, tourism in India in general is a problem, if you ask me. That's the problem. We don't, यार आप देखो, आप है ना कभी भी किसी हेरिटेज साइट में भी जाओगे इंडिया में, इवन इफ यू गो टू अ हेरिटेज साइट, राजू लव्स पुष्पा इट हार्ट ऐसे करके लिखा होगा उसमें। ऐसी तो हमारे लोग हैं, हम अपनी हेरिटेज में जाके उंगल करते हैं। एंड टेल मी लाइव स्ट्रीम, एम आई राइट और रॉन्ग? Have you not seen Raju Loves Pushpa ka some version in a very important heritage life site in your life? Tell me, have you or have you not? Do we as Indians not do this? Do we or not? Our major heritage sites, where we should be keeping them prim and proper and pristine in their most original forms, and some tucha will go and say Raju loves Pushpa, and then we'll draw a heart, and then they will do their Tattisa signature. Why are we like this? And then we say oldest civilization. अबे तेरी हिस्ट्री नहीं जाननी थी मुझे उधर राजू, मुझे शिवाजी की जाननी थी। उधर जाके राजू लव्स पुष्पा लिख के आ गया उल्लू का पट्टा। फिर लोग टट्टी करने जाते हैं, आप ऐसे बैठे होगे टट्टी कर रहे होगे, और आगे के दरवाजे में एक्स लव्स वाई। और तू टट्टी कर रहा था कि अपनी लव स्टोरी लिख रहा था अंदर हकते हकते? कितना हक रहा था जो पूरी लव स्टोरी लिख दी तूने? ऐसे तो लोग हैं हमारे देश में, ये लोग हैं। राजू लव्स पुष्पा। It's ridiculous. कहाँ गए ये? हाँ, I have lived in Mumbai for 3 years. Everyone speaks Marathi over there. पिछवाड़े में तो मैं तो कॉलोसियम में लिख के आ राजू। अरे बस बोलो, वो साले उधर भी लिख के आ जाएंगे। ऐसे हरामी लोग हैं हमारे, ऐसे हरामी लोग हैं, और फिर इंटरनेशनल बेइज्जती कराएंगे, कुत्ते जाए, इंटरनेशनल बेइज्जती कराएंगे। ये इनको देखो, यूनिवर्सिटी यूनिटी इन डाइवर्सिटी इज बोगस, यूनिफॉर्मिटी इज बेटर। हाँ भाई, तू सुबह से शाम तक है ना, सिर्फ तू तू एक ही खाना खाना, वो भी नहीं करना। ओए होए होए, लोग अपना दिमाग भी यूज नहीं करते। आह, बेवकूफ जाए। This is what I'm saying. If Marathi people start speaking in Marathi, others will adjust. Not only that, you know what they will be like, मुझे पूरी समझ नहीं आती है, so they will start dropping a few words in between. That's exactly how it happens in Gujarat. Visit Gujarat. They will not beat you up. मारते नहीं है उधर, बोलते रहते गुजराती में। I got no problem. चलो जी, और क्या देखें? स्कोर क्या हुआ देखें। 5 overs 19 for no loss. यार बड़ी चिढ़ मच रही है मेरे को। मैं नहीं देखूंगा। प्रसिद्ध कृष्णा के बॉलिंग फिगर्स दिखते हैं, फिर मैं इरिटेट होता हूँ। कहाँ गए जी? हाँ, पोहे इज ब्रेकफास्ट ऑफ चैंपियंस। जय महाराष्ट्र करा कृष्णा आणि वहाँ नाश्ता। संस्कृत इज यूनाइटिंग नॉर्थ साउथ। वी हैड संस्कृत 50-50। देन क्या है यार, क्या आपने लिखा है? मेरे को तो पढ़ने को ही नहीं हो रहा है। ये देखो, कुशल, मोहम्मद, मेहरा, पटेल, पाटिल, शहरी, सिंह, भट्ट, साहू, अनहट, डिसूजा, सागवा। Bhai, on a very serious note, I genuinely enjoy different cultures. Like even when I'm in Canada, right? I try to understand cultures over here. What do you want me to do? I am naturally like this. I appreciate all cultures. If I let's say go to Quebec, I'll try to understand French mannerisms too. That's just have always been. May I truly believe in knowing others. Maybe because I always thought if I understand the area I live in, I can blend better. A, B, I can do more business here. I will know what sells here. I just don't understand why people don't think like that. You should learn the culture around you. When you do that, you your probabilities of making money are also more, and you learn new things. Why do people not like to learn? ये देखो, MNS versus Block Quebecois. ये okay, Telugu सीख लो। Randi isn't a bad word anymore. What was that my Telugu friend told me once? क्या rape Randi something? Am I right or wrong? 216731 Sri Hari. Tell me, isn't something like rape Randi a word? Please confirm. I like there is a word, something of that sort. What it meant, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot what it meant. Randi in Telugu means come. Oh. Rape Randi means come tomorrow. Is that right? Is that right? I remember. Yeah, rape tomorrow, Randi come. Oh man, that was fun. That was fun. Because I remember one of my closest friends telling me about this word. Uh, all right. I think we've spoken enough. But once again, before I go, to everyone who lives in the great state of Maharashtra, if you have lived there for a while, the least you can do is actually learn the language, learn the culture. I'll tell you why. Because then you can watch Marathi cinema, which is, I think, the best in the country. Then you can eat Marathi food, which is amazing. When you go around trekking in remote areas, only Marathi people will meet you. You can trek better, you can have better experiences. Maybe if you are someone who explores the state and you want to find a 500-year-old temple which is in a small mountain over there and you can't find it, if you speak Marathi, maybe you can explore it better too. That is one. People who are hurt by sometimes people who don't speak their language, try and understand their reality. Maybe they understand it but cannot speak it. Maybe they're trying. Maybe they're jackasses. No matter what the case, you don't have the right to hit them. Hitting them harms our brand, which is brand Maharashtra, brand Mumbai, especially. We want our state to grow. We want our country to grow. And we are one unit, no matter what. So let everybody come to the city, to the state, let everyone have fun. And also to the ones who are coming, learn to respect the native culture. The native culture is beautiful. Marathi people overall are the most embracing people you will meet in your life. Come, but also learn the local culture. Don't be an arrogant prick. And to the goons, I hope law takes its own course. Anyways, all of you, please take care of yourselves. As you guys know, um, this podcast does not do ad reads. I only survive on super chats, my one-time donations, whether on UPI, my UPI kushalmehra at icici, or through Interac Canada kushalmehra81 at gmail.com, or through monthly memberships, whether on YouTube or on Patreon. This is the only way I survive. So if you can, please keep supporting this podcast and this venture. We have three. Hindi, English media are anti-Marathi. No, they're not. Please don't live under this assumption. No, they are not. Is there any data on how many non-Marathi speakers speak Marathi in Maharashtra? What do you think about Tushar's suggestion on language learning? Listen, we have this data. It's not that there are, but see that the thing with migrant workers is it's very hard to estimate that. So there will be a lot of error in my view about the moving workers. But other than that, yeah, Mumbai population data we have. So that was a, why am I so cute? I don't know. I am awesome like that. Anyways, I'll leave you guys at that this time. I hope you understand the aim of this podcast was not to shame someone or to to diss someone. The aim of this podcast is to make people understand that no, you're not the only one who loves Marathi culture or has Marathi pride. There are others like us who might be ethnically something else, but take a lot of pride in this culture also. But there is a way to do things, which is why when I started that idea of promoting cultures in India, I started with my native culture of Maharashtra. I repeat, my native culture of Maharashtra. An ethnic Punjabi boy celebrated his native culture of Maharashtra. Learn to appreciate these things too, and don't fall for petty political dramas. These people have done nothing for you in their life other than beat you up. I'll leave you guys at that note. All of you, please take care of yourselves. Bye bye. Have a good time. And hopefully, India wins the second test match.